of the song is G major, second chord is C major. And the first thought you have as soon as you play that second chord is, oh yeah, who hasn't done a song with these chords before? I'm not doing anything new. What's the point in doing it? Say you're painting a picture. I'm going to start with red. No one's used red before. I'm not going to change the world with my art if I just use red. Does that sound familiar? Writer's block is one of those scary things that people, they really let take hold of them. But I would like to put forward the idea that it doesn't exist. Hi, my name is Blino. I'm an indie folk artist. I'm a professional musician, professional music producer. And today I just want to talk about writer's block. Writer's block is one of those scary things that people, I don't know, they really let take hold of them and seemingly go months and some people sadly years without, getting to really enjoy their passion anymore. As a songwriter, I see it in songwriters around me. As a producer, as a writer, I see it even in people who do the physical arts like paint and sketching. I think we call it writer's block, but it's pervasive. It's kind of an artistic stagnancy. It seems that no one is immune to this, but I would like to put forward the idea that it doesn't exist. I know that's a bold claim to make, and I don't want it to come from a place that seems like arrogance or seems misguided. But I think what we call writer's block is fear. Just fear. Just the fear that what we're doing isn't good enough. That right now, what we're currently working on, what we're trying to create, we have that drive. We want to bring something to the world, something new and exciting that they've never seen before, that they're going to go mad for, that they're just going to love, and they're going to love us, or they're going to appreciate how much skill we have or how much time we've put in, or, all these things. That's, what any artist wants, really, is to be appreciated for what they're doing. And I think we're trying to get that before the work is done, or create a work that we believe will create that. But sadly, that's like so out of our control. As creators, you don't get to decide which of your creations is the successful one. It's unfair, maybe, I don't know. You can work, any creator who's had even a modicum of success will tell you that, they will have spent years on a project, diving into every detail, sculpting, carefully honing and making sure that every nook and cranny of a project was tidy, was exactly as planned. And maybe it'll do well, maybe it'll do something. And then often there'll be something that someone just one day had the flair in them for, had the vibe right, and it happened in a day or it happened in a week. And it's a bit messy if you look at it from their angle, but they just do it and they just put it out. And often that's the thing that does well. The thing with writer's block is that we're trying to control how good something will be perceived before it's even created. It's not your job to judge the creation, it's to create the creation. You can't reflect on something as you build it. It's just a recipe for disaster. I have done workshops where I wrote songs for people in the community or with people in the community. And some of these workshops, we would have 20 minutes to take 2 hours of conversation, notes, and ideas that we had talked about all morning. And I would have 15 to 20 minutes to write a full 3.5-minute song. And not only did I have to finish it, I then had to perform it. And I've done quite a few of these workshops, and doing them completely killed any idea of writer's block in me, because I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice as to this song not being finished. So you just have to stop judging. You just learn to go. What are the parameters of this song? It has to contain the things that are on the page in front of me, and it has to be done in 15 minutes. And that's it. That's the parameters. Anything beyond that is extra. And I wish I could give every artist that experience, because that has really evolved my appreciation for just how much you have to let go of this stuff. It doesn't mean you don't put effort in. It doesn't mean you don't care about the music, the art, the painting. It's not about that. And surely there are creative geniuses who will spend their entire lifetimes, working on maybe one album or 3 or 4 paintings. And that's fine. It's fine to do that. But I think if you want to have a chance at success in a world that is very oversaturated with creators of every kind trying to make their mark, you have to learn to let go. You have to learn that done is better than perfect. And the longer you spend going over and over and over ideas, trying to either make them good or trying to force something, the more you're going to make yourself go crazy. The more you're going to hate the thing you love more than anything in the world. And the more you're going to procrastinate and just not do it. And I know, because I'm 33 and I have been gigging since I was 16 years old. And I only played my original music, and I played it everywhere, and I played it every week, and I was writing new songs all the time. And I had opportunities to record and to release. And I kept putting things off because I was just afraid. I was afraid someone was going to say, this is shit. I was afraid someone was going to say, this is shit, and we don't like it. And actually, if that's the worst thing someone can say about your art, then why did I waste all that time? Why are you wasting time now? You've got to fall in love with just doing it. You have to turn the computer on and be like, I am going to just enjoy recording guitar today, or I enjoy recording vocals, or I'm just going to write whatever comes to mind. Apologies for the hard cut. My wife came home and I had to go say hi. She's an artist too. You have to fall in love with process. Every time you finish something, you're improving. There's something called the Pareto principle, which means that 80% of the output comes from the first 20% of the work. For example, video editing. Once you know how to cut, move the thing, line up the audio, that's like the main bag of video editing. Learning how to do fancy transitions and stuff like that, it'll get you there, but you can make a video with the first 20%. Songwriting, there's a lot of chords. If you know C, E minor, and G, you can write a song. I mean, you can write a song with 2 chords. And so that gets you going. The way we apply this to overcoming writer's block is to say, well, I'm going to give myself full permission to write something bad. In fact, if you want to, this is your homework for overcoming perfectionism and overcoming writer's block. You've got to write the worst thing you've ever written, and you've got to finish it. When we say that we have writer's block and we say, I just have no ideas, it's just not true. We all know it's not true. We just don't think of those ideas as ideas because sometimes they're really bad. You could be like, right, first chord of the song is G major, second chord is C major. And the first thought you have as soon as you play that second chord, sometimes even when you play the first chord, is, oh yeah, who hasn't done a song with these chords before? I'm not doing anything new. What's the point in doing it? Say you're painting a picture and you go, I'm going to start with red. And you go, red, right, okay. So no one's used red before. I'm not going to change the world with my art if I just use red. Does that sound familiar those kind of thoughts knocking about in your head as soon as you start something when you're in that writer's block space. And they're horrible thoughts. They're so judgmental. They're so negative. So the practice is to lean into those bad things. I've got G major and C major for the song. I just got to finish it. It can be the worst song. It could be the song about the cat that went to the park. Yes, that sounds very boring, but that's the point. That is likely not going to be a #1 hit. But if it is, I want a fucking writer's credit. So say you start, you write the first line, and you go, oh, that's terrible. Okay, what's the next terrible line? The cat was perturbed. Just because perturbed is an interesting word to say. Yes, that's a story. Is it a bad story? Is it boring? Maybe. We don't know where it goes yet. That's the point. That cat could end up in outer space. You don't know where the story goes. You don't know where the piece goes yet. That's why you have to finish it. Because if you just stop before they even get going, then you definitely know they'll be bad because they won't even exist. And what's worse than being an artist who doesn't make art? What I'm trying to say is that when you finish something to 80%, say, you put in a good work, you've dotted the I's, you've crossed the T's, but yeah, maybe there's some roughness, but you finish it. You finish it, and it is a song or a painting, you release it, or you're a digital artist and you create prints or whatever it is that you do, you finish it and you release it to the world, you ship it in whatever format that takes. Then it's done. And you have grown a little as an artist. You've grown a little as a creative person by finishing something. Now imagine you do that 10 times. Your 80% on project 1 is not the same 80% as on project 10. So if you tried to make one song or one piece of art at 100% and you spent a year doing it, and you're really slogging away, and then you release it and it does nothing. It does a little something, but it doesn't do what you want. Doesn't give back the amount of time and effort and love you've put into it. Well, that's going to be heartbreaking. But if you make 10 songs or 10 pieces of art at 80%, your last songs, especially the last 2 or 3, their 80% is going to be bigger and better than the 100% of that first song. Does that make sense? I know it's a lot of numbers I'm flying around. What I'm saying is you grow each time you finish a project and you move on. But it's the finishing and moving on that makes you grow. And one of those songs in that 10 is going to be, it's going to be bad. It's going to be, oof, like I'm not showing this to anyone. And 3 or 4 will be like, yeah, okay, it's a song, I guess. And then another 2 or 3 will be, okay, yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, I play those live. And then you might get 2, maybe just 1 of those 10 that you're like, ooh, that song came from my soul. I was open enough and I did enough to open the channel, to just grease the wheels of creativity enough that something arrived and I was skilled enough because I was practiced enough to transmute it into something. And that's where like overnight success comes from. There is no such thing. You're not going to write one song and blow the world apart. You're not going to paint one painting and have a gallery for one painting. It doesn't work like that. Sadly, social media makes us believe that it is going to be like that because we see what people want to put out. But I'm telling you now, there are people who are grafting. And if they haven't shown you the grafting, it doesn't mean it hasn't happened. You just haven't seen it. So you have this belief that there are just people who are super talented. And most talent is a lot of hard work. I was not a great singer when I started, when I was 16. I mean, I had something. I did have something, but I had been in choirs and sang in school on and off since I was a child. I got some singing blood in me, but I didn't have lessons, and I just worked, and I work to this day. Every gig I do, I just say, how can I be a little bit better? And I just love the process. I'm just an evergreen learner. And I think as a creative, you have to be, you just have to be open to the idea that you will always learn something new, and that there is always something new to learn, and it's going to be fun because that's what we love, right? We love growing our craft. To grow it, we have to do it. And to do it, we have to be prepared to do it badly. Yeah. We have to be prepared to do it badly. Like the worst paintings, the most boring stories, the crappy songs, they've just got to be done. They're part of it. I believe it was Ed Sheeran said in an interview that songwriting is like a tap that you turn on, and sometimes you turn it on and sludge comes out. And he said that the sludge will just keep coming out. He said, but if you turn the tap off, you don't get to the clean running water. So you have to keep the tap running. And I think that's the perfect example of how to approach your creative craft. I think you can do it. I believe in you. You can sit there today and start something, or pick something back up that you put away and didn't trust yourself to keep going with. It's in you. It's part of who you are. Don't let that go. It's special. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me. As I said, my name is Blino. I'm an indie folk artist. I'm a producer. My Instagram is blino.artist. I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of ideas around creativity and helping people to access their creativity and to overcome the burdens that I spent nearly 15 years trying to overcome. And now I'm creating more than ever. I enjoy creating more than ever. And I just want to help to share that. I mean, I'm not going to lie, above all, I want to be an artist. I want to share my music and for it to do well. But to have this knowledge and not share it would feel wrong. To have these thoughts and not share them would feel wrong. So I hope this has been of some help to you, or some comfort, just to know that, God, everyone goes through it, man. Everyone has writer's block. Everyone has artistic stagnation. Wishing you the best. Take care. Make art. Be kind. Look after yourself. Cheers. Oh, and subscribe.